to a new episode of our interview series with photographers from all over the world. And again, we are in England, and to a man who is, I think, a great photographer. I love his business skills. I love his DVDs. I must show them. He's not paying me for this. And a great book. I love this one too. But most for me, he's the king of speedlight. And welcome, Damien Lovegrove. How are you?
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm fine. It's a little bit of it's a nice introduction, thank you. But the King of Speedlights, it's a new title I've had.
So tell us a little bit more about Damien and your business.
Well, first of all, the business I have. Let me just 1 second. First of all, the business now is slightly different to it was when I left the BBC. I was a cameraman at the BBC, and I was there for 14, 15 years. And I worked as a cameraman. I worked lighting as well, and I trained as a lighting director. I left the BBC to become a commercial stills photographer, and I had some good success working for top companies like Peugeot, Adidas, and Parker Pens, among others. And but I was always frustrated with having to ask for my payment, my money, and it was if I didn't hear anything from a customer, then things were okay, and if I did hear something, then there was a problem. And so these were the type of issues that I didn't want to have in my life, and so I decided to make a break and do wedding photography. Now, wedding photography was always something that appealed to me because it wasn't difficult at the time to be good at it, because the general standard of wedding photography in 1998, 99 wasn't great, and so it was quite easy to stand out from the crowd, develop a distinctive style, launch a good product, and should be able to get to the top really quickly. And of course, that's what we did.
Yeah, I put the link on the website so the watchers can read more about you, of course. So can we go with the 3 questions?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Number 1, your most important business advice to a new wedding photographer today?
Well, I think when you're starting out in an industry, it's very easy to think of a season at a time. So you're thinking, well, how many weddings have I got booked for 2010, and how many have I got booked for 2011? And you're looking at a period of time span of perhaps a year to 18 months, and that's not long enough. You need to start with the end in mind. You need an exit strategy, because you don't want to be reaching the age of 60 or 70 and still having to photograph weddings to pay the bills and to survive, to live. So you need to start with the end in mind. Have an idea of how long you want to be photographing weddings for in your life, how much money perhaps you need to earn in that time, and to set out a strategy to achieve that. Now, not everybody has the skills within them to get to the income that they need in the time that they have. And so you have to take on training or advice. Sometimes it may be mentoring, sometimes it may be practical skills training. But with that right training, you can develop a product that people absolutely love. And once you've established a unique product that people can only buy from you, and it's a gorgeous product, then your career path will find itself. You won't be reliant on marketing, because the product will sell itself. And I suppose it's a bit like Jimmy Choo's shoes. You get the product right. Doesn't matter whether they're $600 a pair. If you get the right product, the demand will follow without too much of a problem. But the devil is in the detail. So start with the end in mind. Understand where you're heading, because if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there.
Yeah, very interesting. I can recommend your book where you say more about the thing. Questions number 2. If you only had one lens at the wedding, which would you choose and why?
Well, it's a lens I've only owned for 2 weeks. But I already know in my heart it is the right lens for the type of work that I do. And it's a 100mm f2.8 macro lens. It's an L lens. It's very, very light. It's got image stabilization, 4 stops of stabilization. I can handhold it down to a 15th second. It feels beautifully balanced on a 5D Mark II, which is my wedding camera of choice, and it's just a fantastic lens. Now, I'm so used to shooting long lens photography, and when I was working with my Hasselblad with a phase 1 back, I had a 210mm lens on that camera, and that was wonderful. And that's an equivalent of a 135 on the 35mm format, but unfortunately Canon don't make an image stabilized 135 decent lens, so I'm actually need stabilization because I need to work in low light. But the 100mm, I could shoot all day on that and not want to change a lens.
Okay. And the third one, how do you think your business looks like in year 2015?
Well, I'd like to go back 5 years, because obviously 5 years ago I was photographing weddings, and I took on a business consultant because we had this little challenge. Julie and I wanted to stop photographing weddings to free up our weekends. And my daughter was 13 18 months ago, and 12 18 months ago, and she went to secondary school. And when she was at secondary school or high school, we wanted to be at home at weekends to see what boyfriend she's bringing home, and also just to have some family time, because we'd spent 10 years being away virtually every weekend, and I think that there's a certain limit that you can put onto a family without actually sort of getting some gain, getting back. So we took on this business consultant, and we said to him, look, we have 100% of our income is from a wedding business, and it's a very successful wedding business. It's one that we don't have to market hard, we don't have to work hard at achieving the success, because the product is something that we can produce regularly, and our customers are there for us. And I said to him, I want to go from 100% weddings to 0% weddings, but not reduce any of my lifestyle. And so we set out about a strategy. I wrote the book, which is what his first suggestion was to do. And he said, what I'm going to do now is we're going to spend time educating the next generation of photographers, bringing in the next superstars, and passing on the wisdom and the experience that we've got, or that I've got, and Julie has, to that next generation. So I trained to be a trainer. And so our business is now in training, and I spend 3 days a week teaching, 1 day a week writing, because I love writing. So I write a column for a magazine, I write for my blog, and I'm writing my second book at the moment. And I have 1 day a week for either office time or development of Lovegrove consulting. Now, as you may or may not be aware, and your viewers to this blog might not be aware of my Lovegrove consulting brand, but it's an online shop where you can book on workshops, of course, but buy products, DVDs, lighting stands, battery lights, and products like that. Now, that shop, of course, runs without me. Okay, so although I provide guidance and a certain sort of direction to the shop, but it's part of my exit strategy. So in 5 years' time, my income will come from the shop, and I'll be able to take less demand on myself. So I'm 46 now, and the plan was by the time I'm 50 to have no mortgage and have an income which wasn't reliant on me having to go out to work every day.
Okay.
So work becomes an option. Now, of course, that's a luxury, and perhaps it's a luxury that some of your viewers may not appreciate, but it's something I believe that if you work harder in life and you plan that exit strategy, you know how you're going to leave from one task for another, then things get better.
Yeah.
But in 5 years, I will still be taking photographs.
Okay, that's very interesting, and in that part, I look at your business, and I'm impressed of it, and it's very interesting to follow you. So thank you very much. I could ask you 50 more questions, but we only had 3 today, so the rules are hard. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.